Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about the procedural oriented programming versus object oriented programming. So let us get started. Before that, don't forget to subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Okay, let us see. Nowadays all the modern programming languages using object oriented programming. But earlier days, another programming approach is there, that is the procedural oriented programming. So why we go for the object oriented programming approach from procedural oriented programming? What are the problems with procedural oriented programming? Let us see the problems first. See, in procedural oriented programming, so generally the problem is viewed as a sequence of things to be done, such as reading the data, processing the data, and finally printing the results. For this process, so we implement the programs. For example, we have a problem. That problem will be solved by writing the program. For example, we have a main program. That program will be divided into number of functions. In procedural oriented programming, the main focus is to implementing number of functions for solving the given problem. They never bother about the data, but the data is very crucial and a very important component nowadays. So, but in procedural oriented programming, they give less importance to the data and they give high priority for implementing functions. Nothing but they are always concentrate on code only instead of data. That is the main problem with the procedural oriented programming. See, another thing is in procedural oriented programming, see, we used global data. See, we know that global data and local data. See, usually functions having local data. So, along with functions, so local data, we are also having global data. See, whenever the global data is available, that global data can be accessible by any functions inside the program. At that time, see which global data, that means which global variable is accessible by which function and which variable is updated by which function. So the monitoring is very difficult. At the same time, the global data will be insecure. See, this is the another problem with the procedural oriented programming. That's why we go for the object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, in pure object oriented programming, there is no global data concept like Java. So let us see object oriented programming. See, in object oriented programming, so they give main focus or they give high priority for the data instead of implementing functions or instead of writing programs, nothing but coding. See, this is the main important thing in object oriented programming. For that purpose, for providing better security to the data in object oriented programming, so they implemented number of objects. See, each object having its own data and functions. Actually, object is a basic essential runtime entity. So, which is having some data, that data is operated by some functions. See, in this diagram, we have three objects are there. See, object 1 data can be accessed by the object 1 function only. See, function may be functions. See, in object 2 data can be accessible by object 2 functions only. Object 3 data is accessible by object 3 functions only. If at all object 3 wants to access object 1 data, so it cannot access directly. See, first object 3 functions needs to contact the object 1 functions. So by message passing, then only so this data can be accessible. In such a way, it provide security to the data. So this was not there in the procedural oriented programming. See, by using class, we can able to create any number of objects. See, that is the main thing in object oriented programming. See, the class is the core component in object oriented programming. By using that class, we can hide data. From the class, we can able to create the objects. Let us summarize the differences between procedural oriented programming and object oriented programming. The first difference is in procedural oriented programming, the problem or the program is divided into the smaller procedures or functions. But in object oriented programming, it divides the program into smaller objects. And the second difference is POP follows the top down approach, OOP follows the bottom up approach. POP, every function has different data, so there is no control over it. In POP, we seen in previous slide, see the function having its local data as well as global data. At that time, there is no control on that particular global data. But coming to the object oriented programming, data in each object is controlled on its own function. So for example, we have a object, that object having data, that data is operated by functions. That data and function make one entity that is called object. So outside that object or outside that class cannot access this particular data. So data hiding is there in object oriented programming. And next, see, parts of program are linked through parameter passing. In POP, we are number of functions are there, we can establish communication or we can establish links between programs, functions, by passing parameters from one function to another function. So likewise in object oriented programming, see, objects having functions, we can establish communication, we can link all those functions through message passing. That is the another difference between POP and OOP. And the next difference is, for example, if you want to extend the functionalities of your application in POP, it is very difficult. But in object oriented programming, it is easy to extend the features of your application or functionalities of your application. And next difference is in POP, there was no access specifiers concept. So that's why the data freely moves around the system. So we can access data from anywhere of the program. But coming to the object oriented programming, we have some access specifiers are there. By using access specifiers, we can control over the data. See, in for example, if you take Java, see, we have public, private, protected, and default. Different access specifiers are there. By using them, we can control the data. And next, C, Visual Basics, Fortran, Pascal. These are the examples of procedural oriented programming. See, coming to object oriented programming, C++, Java, C#.NET, these are the examples of object oriented programming. Here C++, it's not a pure object oriented programming. C++ supports both the POP and OOP. Java is a pure object oriented programming language. And next, see, POP follows a systematic approach to solve the problem. See, that means the POP follows a certain algorithm or procedure. But coming to the object oriented programming, the focus is on security of the data, irrespective of the algorithm or whatever the function it may be. And coming to the POP, functions are more important than data in program. But in object oriented programming, the main priority is data rather than functions in a program. So, and finally, see, we have some object oriented programming principles: object, class, data abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, dynamic binding, and message passing. Several object oriented programming principles are there. By using them, see, we have some features. So like reusability, data extensibility, and data hiding. So those features can get by using the object oriented programming principles. So those object oriented programming principles or features are not available in POP. So these are the main differences between POP and OOP. Thank you.